On Fridays, we make sandwiches. This sandwich was requested by one of my TikTok followers, where he requested a sandwich with runny hard-boiled eggs, bacon, and caramelized onions. And for some reason, when I read that request, I immediately thought of a bowl of ramen soup. So my thought process was to make chashu pork instead of the bacon, marinated eggs for my runny hard-boiled eggs, and then the caramelized onions. And then put it in between two pieces of Texas toast. So to start, we're going to work on our chashu pork. So in a pot, we're going to combine a cup of water, a half cup of soy, a fourth cup of mirin, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, and 2 garlic cloves. And we're going to put that all together and give it a good mix. And then to the pot, we're going to add our pork belly. Now this is going to cook for about an hour. We're just going to let it simmer, and then we're going to flip about halfway. And then after the hour, we're going to take them out, and we're going to put them on an oven pan, and then we're going to throw them in an oven for about 20 minutes at 400 degrees. And you're just going to want to cook it until it gets caramelized like this.
Oh, hell yeah.
Now, the leftover sauce from our pot, we're going to cut some green onions, and we're going to use these juices for the marinade on our hard-boiled eggs. And don't be worried if you can't get a perfect peel. Nobody's perfect. So we're just going to let this cool overnight so we can get a nice marinade on these eggs. And then we're also going to put our pork belly in the fridge so it can cool down and it'll be easy to slice up.
24 hours later.
And so it's been 24 hours, so let's take out our eggs and let's see how they're doing.
Holy hell, Batman.
Look, them jail fat is making this look a little scary, so let's let them thaw before messing with them. Let's take a look at our pork belly, and these cool down pretty nice, obviously. A little hard, so this would be really easy to slice compared to when it was hot. So we're just going to get nice little chunks here, because my idea is to heat them up in the pan, and then we can get a nice base of pork belly greatness. Then next we're going to add these to a hot pan so we can get a nice sear on both sides. So you're just going to want to cook it for at least like 2 to 3 minutes until it gets nice and brown and the fat starts bubbling a little bit on there. Now let's work on our caramelized onions. So we're just going to julienne some yellow onions. We're going to add them to a big pan with a couple of tablespoons of oil. And you're just going to want to cook these onions low and slow. And you're just going to add a little bit of salt to draw out the moisture of the onions. But low and slow is the key here. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour to cook these down, but that's normal. So just don't rush it. And then really quickly in the same pan we cooked our pork belly, we're just going to toast up our Texas toast. Now that everything's ready, it's time to assemble. So we're going to put some Kewpie mayo down on both slices of our Texas toast. And then we're going to start layering down some pieces of this beautiful pork belly.
Yeah, mama.
After we layer down all the pork belly, we're going to get our marinated egg. I'm going to see if it came out as jammy as I hoped it to be. Now, I cooked it for about 7 minutes in boiling water. So here's going to be the true test. All right, so let's go ahead and get this cut in half and let's see what the inside looks like.
Perfect!
All right, so let's go ahead and get this put on top of our sandwich. Let's pile on the caramelized onions on the other slice of this Texas toast. And for a little more ramen vibe flavor, I'm going to throw on some crushed up seaweed on top. All right, so let's go ahead and let's pop the top on it. And let's get a little up close view of this. It looks good. I mean, it looks interesting. I'm excited to try it. I have no idea what this might taste like, but let's go ahead and let's get it cut in half. And let's check out this cross section. Oh, this looks amazing. So let's go ahead and let's give it a try. And then let's grade the results. Wow, this is interesting. Well, based off the first bite, the pork belly is outrageously good. The egg, too, it's packed with flavor. And the caramelized onions, they're sweet. It's pairing well with the egg and the pork belly. It's really going nicely with the Kewpie mayo I added to it. It's just a real nice, decadent, rich type of sandwich. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of has that soup, same type of ramen type flavor, just in a sandwich. It's delicious. It's honestly a sandwich that I've never really tried before. The flavor profiles and just the texture and the consistency of it, it's really different than anything I've ever had, but in a good way. It's just very tasty. Very, very tasty. It's so rich and creamy that I think a spice would really cut through this. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the fridge and pop out that sriracha. And let's go ahead and let's see how this tastes with it. Oh yeah, that sriracha kicks it up about 2 points. The spiciness and the heat just kicks through the creaminess and the richness of the sandwich. The sandwich was really delicious and it was really interesting. I have to thoroughly think about how I'm gonna grade this sandwich here. After careful deliberation, I'm gonna grade it a 9.1. With the sriracha, a 9.3. Shout out to my follower who recommended this. It was a great experience and I really enjoyed making it. And if anybody else has any requests or recommendations, feel free to drop it in the comments, slide in my DMs, do whatever you need to do. I'll make it for you, no problem. So I appreciate you watching to the end of this video, and thanks for watching.